can't believe it's July. Where has the year gone? Hello friends, and welcome to my channel. If you are new here, I am so glad that you are here, and welcome back if you are not. But today we are going to be talking about my July TBR. So this month I am approaching it more as a hopefuls TBR than an actual monthly TBR, because if you guys didn't know, I am on a journey. I am on a growth journey with monthly TBRs to develop a healthy relationship with them, because I am a super big perfectionist, and if I speak it into the world, I feel like I have to do that. And that is not fun for me. And honestly, that's really not fun for anybody. So this month we are talking about July hopefuls. And I am very hopeful that I can get to all of these this month, but moods happen and life happens. And I want to leave it a little bit open so that I can start to feel a little bit more free in my TBR selections. But without further ado, let's hop into what I'm hoping to get to in the month of July. So the first book I know for sure I will get to, because I have actually already finished about half of it, and that is The Guest List by Lucy Foley. I actually can't believe that I'm just now getting to this, because I am absolutely loving it so far. But this is a book that follows different guests at a wedding where a murder happens, and it's on this remote island, which I love a good isolated setting for a thriller, and I love the Agatha Christie-esque style, and this is giving off all the vibes. So definitely will be finishing this one this month. The next book I hope to get to is Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez, and I'm really hoping that this book can pull me out of the romance slump that Emily Henry has buried me in with book lovers, because ever since I finished that at the beginning of May, there's only really been one romance since then that I've read that I really enjoyed, but even that book didn't quite pull me out of this slump I feel like I'm in. And I've heard nothing but really great things about this book from very trusted friends of mine. It really sounds like it's right up my alley. So this book follows Alexis, and she is an ER nurse, but she comes from a family of surgeons, and I don't think that they're the most accepting of the fact that she didn't become a surgeon. And I think maybe there are elements of her, just ignore my dog, please. Okay, thank you. But I think there are elements of her trying to figure out if this is what she wants to do with the rest of her life, live in the city and the hustle and bustle, and to be this ER nurse. And she finds herself in a small town, and she finds herself in love. And I love a small town romance. And even though I know this is not a Hallmark book by any means, it gives me all the comforting Hallmarky vibes when a woman from a big city finds herself in a small town and kind of rediscovers herself and rediscovers the slowness that small towns have to offer, and just how much joy can be found in that. As a small town girl myself, I think I'm just a sucker for that, but I am really hoping that this book with Alexis and the carpenter Daniel, who is 10 years younger than her, can pull me out of this slump I've been in and remind me why I love romance. So I have a stack going back here of my hopefuls, but Auburn is laying her head on it. So the next book I am hoping to get to in July is thick, but I'm really excited to get to this, because I feel like I'm the only one on the planet that has not read it yet, and she is Crescent City by Sarah J. Maas. I know I will love this book if I can just get through it. I have heard that the audiobook is really great and kind of keeps you on pace, and is very helpful in finishing it, because she's a big one. She is. Let's just see, shall we? Yeah, she's one page shy of 800 pages, and I don't know the last time I read a book. Honestly, it very well may have been probably, is Midnight Sun close to 800 pages? I don't even know that that's close to 800 pages. So I am a little intimidated, but I'm really excited to get to this month. And I do know for sure I will be getting to this one this month, because I have a special friend that is also reading it this month. And I think maybe we're going to try to read it at the same time so that we can like push each other through it. You know what I mean? If you're one of the few other people in the world who hasn't read this book yet, it is about Bryce, and she is half human, half fae, and she partners up with a guy named Hunt, who is a fallen angel, I believe, and they try to unravel the mystery of the murder of some of her friends, and it just sounds like it's going to be fantastic, and I'm really excited to finally get to it this month. Now next, we all know that I love a good cozy mystery. And my sweet friend Lauren, she is so amazing. If you do not follow her, I will link her channel below. But we have been trading some really fun cozy mystery recommendations lately. And she just finished It Takes Two to Mango by Carrie Doyle, and this sounds like the perfect cozy mystery for the summer. I am so excited to get to this one. From what I know, this book follows Plum, and she is a travel magazine editor, and I think she gets cut from her job and she decides that a change of pace is in order, and so spontaneously she takes a new job, I think in the Caribbean. Yes, in the Caribbean, and of course she gets caught up in a murder mystery, but I am so excited to get to this one. The whole series, I think there's, well, I say the whole series, I think there's 2 out right now, this one and the second one, but it just sounds like such a fun time, and I'm always on the hunt for new cozy mystery series, so super excited to check this one out. Next up we have Funny You Should Ask by Elisa Sussman. From what I know about this one, it is a romance that follows a journalist, and I think maybe there's 2 timelines. So at the beginning of the relationship, the first time that she meets her love interest is when she is interviewing him because he's going to be the new James Bond, and I think nobody thinks he's going to be a good James Bond. And I think that they realize that they have a lot in common and they have a really good connection, and so they spend this whirlwind weekend together and then they go their separate ways. And you fast forward to the present timeline and she is interviewing him again, and I think that maybe they're trying to figure out, is the spark still there? Do we still have a connection? And it just sounds like it's going to be a really good time. And also, I just adore this cover. And I, like us all here on BookTube, am such a sucker for a good cover, so I'm really excited to try to get to this one this month. It sounds like it's going to be a really cute and fun romance. Next we have True to You by Becky Wade. This is another romance that I'm hoping to get to this month. Becky Wade is actually a Christian fiction author, so if that interests you, I highly recommend her. I have read a lot of her other stuff, and she writes Christian fiction romance, and she does it really well. I have read a lot of Christian fiction that has felt a little bit too cheesy to me and a little bit too unrealistic to me, and I haven't always enjoyed it, but Becky Wade is one of my tried and true authors that I know is really solid, so I'm excited to get to this one. This is the first in her Bradford sister romance series, and this first one follows Nora, who is a genealogist, and John, who is a Navy SEAL, and John is adopted, and I believe that they pair up to try to find his birth mother. But I'm really craving just a sweet, swoony romance, and like I said, Becky Wade has delivered for me in that aspect many times before, so I'm really excited to get to this one. And the last book on my July hopefuls is going to be The Man Who Died Twice by Richard Osman. As you all know, because I cannot say it enough, I am obsessed with the Thursday Murder Club, and I'm obsessed with the characters. They bring me so much comfort, and this is the second book in the Thursday Murder Club series. My 4 octogenarian friends are back at it again in this one when a friend of Elizabeth's shows up and is desperate for her help because he's been accused of stealing millions of dollars in diamonds, and then a body shows up. So of course, the Thursday Murder Club is on the case, and I am so excited to read this one, and I'm really anxious to go ahead and read it before the third one comes out in September, I believe. And we will see if the love for this first one holds up for the second one. I hope that you are more interested in this video than Auburn was, and I would love for you guys to let me know down below what you are hoping to get to this month. What are you the most anxious to get to this month? That's what I want to know. What are you the most excited? to scratch off of your TBR this month. I know so many of my friends are doing SUMMERWEEN. I am actually going to be out of town for some of those days, so I am not going to be participating this year, but I am so excited to see all of your TBRs for that. And if you aren't familiar with SUMMERWEEN, I will be sure to link the announcement videos down below because I have participated before and it is such a good time. So let me know if you're going to be participating in that. And if you've made it to this point in the video and you want to leave something down in the comments, then please leave a blue heart that matches the cover of The Man Who Died Twice. And thank you guys so much for being here and for being a part of this community. You will never know how much you guys mean to me. So until the next one, please choose coziness over chaos in this world, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!